Hey guys, welcome back, and I hope all of you had a fantastic New Year's and a really good 2023. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a video, and this is one of the reasons why. My wife and I, we just moved, and we moved into our very first home that we own here in Calgary in Canada. And you know, it's taken a really long time to pack, to move, to settle down, to set up the new studio. I'm not even done yet. Still got a few things to do, but you know what? When I moved, and I had to tell a lot of the other brands that, hey, I need some time and I need to, you know, move and I need to settle down before I can review anything. I actually had one brand that came out and said, hey, congrats on the new home. Is there anything we can do to, you know, help you settle in? Really nice. And I'm talking about Lumary, right? So Lumary, and I've reviewed their products before. You know, they sent over some lights, outdoor patio lights, RGB lights as well. Really good. They still work right now. And I've always been happy with their products, you know, and they sent over sort of a welcome gift, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you guys so much. And actually, one of the things they sent was this, all right? So this is their smart ceiling light. So this is something that you install on your ceiling, and you actually have two options. So you have the sort of a warm to cool main light over here, but the little party trick, it actually has RGB on the side of the ceiling light. Now, before we go more into the product itself, in terms of what comes in the box, you get the light, obviously, and because it's so simple to install, you don't get a lot of stuff inside. You get the ceiling light, the wires are already built in, and you get sort of a mounting plate to install it on your ceiling. Now, obviously, if you're replacing this with an older light like I did, it's a lot easier because, you know, the wires are already running, you've got the hole in the ceiling that you can install it. But if this is a brand new installation and you don't have any wires running in, obviously this is going to be a bit more of an installation, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're going to focus on the product itself. So Lumary actually sent 4 of these ceiling lights, which I really appreciate. Now, our building was built in the 60s, so the lights fixtures are pretty old, and I just needed to replace the lights because those actually, I can't even replace the bulbs. The way they were designed, I have to replace the entire fixture, which was fine because I was going to replace it with the Lumary anyway. But again, like I said, installing it was really easy. It took me a few minutes. Now, here's where it gets a little irritating. I actually filmed the entire process. But I don't know what happened when I plugged out the SD card, I plugged it into my computer. For some reason, the videos were corrupted and I couldn't film it again because I already installed it. I didn't want to remove it and install it again. But trust me when I say it is super easy. I removed the old lights fixture, I put in the new one, took me at most 30 minutes. And I'll say this is actually the first time I've actually replaced this sort of lights myself. So if I took 30 minutes, someone who's done this many times will probably do it in half the time. Now, build quality, I honestly have 0 complaints. Most of it is made of metal, which is great. The LEDs right now seem really good. Lumary, on their website, they do say that it has about, on average, 20,000 hours lifespan for these LEDs, which is great. And for those of you who don't think that's a lot, just to put things in perspective, obviously you're not going to have it on 24 hours a day. For me, on average, I would have it maybe 4 to 5 hours a day, depending on whether it's winter or summer. But if, let's say, on average, you had the light switched on about 5 hours a day, that would mean on average, it would last about 10 years, all right? And with the price of what you're paying, I think that's perfect. And of course, we're gonna talk about the price in a little bit. Now, the main light is not RGB, like I said. However, if you look at the ceiling light on the side, it does have an LED strip that goes all the way around. Now, when I first took it out of the box, I was like, what the heck? It's just a bare LED strip. I didn't like that at all. But upon closer inspection, it actually has a clear sort of silicone covering around the LED strip. So yes, it is protected. And that covering or that seal is very clear, so you know it doesn't affect the brightness or the color vibrancy of the LED strip, which is great. Now, yes, it is a smart light, so you can pair it with the Lumary app. I did that and it worked out great. If you remember, or if you did see my previous Lumary reviews, I did have some issue trying to pair. It would only work after the 2nd or 3rd time. I'm not sure if they did anything, but this one was perfect. It was seamless. I paired them one by one. It worked immediately. I paired everything in about 5 minutes. And in the Lumary app, obviously you do have a ton of different options. You can choose first the color temperature of the main light between 2700 Kelvins to 6500 Kelvins, like I said earlier. You can choose the color of the RGB lights, that LED strip around it. You can choose solid colors. You can choose different scenes. There's a whole ton of different things you can do. It also has sort of a music sync, so if you've got music playing, the color will change according to it. That's really great. Not something that I've actually used, but for a lot of people, it might be fun. Now, in terms of voice commands like smart home features, it does work with Alexa and your Google Home. It doesn't mention that it supports the Apple HomeKit, so if you're using the Apple HomeKit, you might want to check, but I don't think this supports that. But you know, I've had it on for 2 months now. I haven't had a single issue. And like I said, build quality is really good. Frankly, I'm struggling to find something to criticize. The main light itself actually goes all the way up to 2200 lumens, so that's really, really bright. Definitely good enough to brighten up most rooms. Your RGB strip, the colors are really vibrant, pretty accurate. So again, no complaints there as well. What I will say though is that the scenes that they have, and this applies to all Lumary RGB products, the scenes all tend to be similar, which is great, but it would be nice if there was like a community where people who use Lumary products could sort of set a custom scene and then upload it to a Lumary community for people to try out and download. I think that would be really nice, but that honestly has nothing to do with the product. That's just an added feature that I think might be really nice. Alright, so let's talk about the price. So the Lumary Smart Home Ceiling Light comes in at about $49.99 US, basically $50 US. Now, unfortunately, at the time of filming this, they're actually sold out. It must be doing really well because right now, if you go on the Lumary website, it's sold out. If you try Amazon.com or Amazon Canada, you're not going to find it. I don't have word currently on when they will be in stock again. You might want to reach out to Lumary and find out. But you know, once it's out, this is a product that I would highly recommend. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the Lumary Smart Home Ceiling Light. Now, I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a great new year. I know I'm a little late, but I hope everyone had a good 2023 and a fantastic 2024. We have so many things lined up this year for everyone, so do remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.